Hi, you're welcome back to Project Management Demystified. Let's just wrap up the project. Let's start closing down the project. This is episode 21, I think. So, in closing down the project, I know we've gone in three different ways. So, option one is to stop the project because of what we discovered. Option two is to reduce the benefit of what we set out to achieve from the beginning of the project. Option three is to just go ahead with the project, not taking into consideration or not stopping the project because of what has been discovered. And if you want to know the details of all these things I've said, watch the previous episodes on how the project has gone. So the project could go in a number of different ways. So we could just continue the project and making sure that we're tracking what we're doing. So we're in monitoring and control, except if we're decided to close the project because of what we discovered. But in going ahead with the project and reducing what we plan to achieve, the benefits, or just going ahead with the project and not stopping the project because of what we discovered, we're in monitoring and controlling. And what we're doing here is the do. We are assessing the things that we planned to achieve and making sure that they are on track. We might not necessarily be achieving them yet, so I gave some examples. So it could be that we want to stop sending letters. We could start that at that point, stop sending letters, but a number of things have to go into stopping to send letters to customers or clients. There could be regulatory requirements and all that, and we can't just wake up one day and say we're stopping it because we want to reduce our carbon footprint. But it could also be that we are putting things in place to make sure that option is sustainable, so that we continue to do it. So embedding that into our processes, into our future processes, and making sure that continues. So in new systems or new processes that we'll come up with, that will be built in. So it would be, we can call it reducing carbon footprint by design. So everything we're designing, processes, systems, we're reducing carbon footprint right from the very early stages. So regardless of the option we go with, we will be closing down the project. And so in closing, what tends to happen is, regardless, I'm using the word regardless a lot, regardless of whether the project has been successful or not, there are always benefits. Is it that the project achieved what we set out to achieve, or we have learned how not to reduce carbon footprints. So we either reduce our carbon footprint and we're all happy and we're helping and supporting the our environment, or we have learned how not to approach carbon footprint reduction. So that will be documented by the project team and handed over to the department that looks after that as BAU, business as usual. A lot of lessons that have been learned which will be captured. Some projects or some organizations have project implementation review. They have series of meetings just to capture lessons learned, capture post-implementation review. Some people call it post-mortem, but post-mortem is for dead, is how you check when what is done after something is dead. So except your project is dead, you can call it post-mortem, but I don't really like the word using post-mortem. But post-implementation review just checks. You can call it anything. I was just being funny. And so the project has budgets. We've been spending money. We need to make sure that we stop spending money. So put things in place. Maybe the cost center or cost account is closed and we pay everybody the last bit of payment that we need to pay, and we'll communicate clearly to everyone that the project is closing down. We've achieved what we want to achieve, or we are no longer pursuing the project, or we've achieved what we want to achieve. I think these are some of the things that we kind of discuss and cover towards the end of the project. I know I've just quickly cut it short there because projects happen and go on for months and years. So we can't really touch on everything that could happen on the project. So risks that have been there could have been operational risks that have been identified during the course of the project. So that will be handed over to teams that those risks have impacted. For project risks, those will be documented somewhere and project closed. So the organization would have how they manage that. I think I'll leave it there for today, and then we'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Bye bye.